This is ANN News Brief.
In combating Ebola, Burundi has started vaccinating its health workers, beginning with those near the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo. The World Health Organization says in a statement the vaccine is for humanitarian purposes and to protect people most at risk of an Ebola outbreak, and is being administered to health and frontline staff working in priority areas where there is a risk of transmission. Burundi has had no reported cases of the deadly Ebola, but the viral disease has been spreading in eastern DR Congo since last year in an epidemic that has killed at least more than 1,800 people. It is reported that efforts to control the outbreak have been hampered by militia violence and some local resistance to medical help. WHO said on Wednesday Burundi's health ministry had begun vaccinating health workers at the Gatumba border crossing point. It says the vaccine has shown to be effective and safe during Ebola outbreaks in West Africa. The United States says it has banned former head of the Sudanese intelligence service, Salah Ghosh, including members of his family, from entering the U.S. because of his alleged involvement in human rights violations. The U.S. State Department said in a statement it had credible evidence that Ghosh was involved in torture when he was in charge of Sudan's National Intelligence and Security Services. In a tweet, the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says, quote, "I publicly designated Salah Ghosh and his family members under Section 7031 for his involvement in gross violations of human rights in Sudan. Those designated are ineligible for entry into the U.S. We will continue to hold accountable those who violate human rights," end quote. Pompeo has also voiced his support for a civilian-led transitional government in the Sudan following the overthrow of ex-leader. He called for a transitional government that is truly civilian-led and is fundamentally different than the Bashir regime, especially as it relates to its human rights record and abuses. Stay with us to return after this message.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Egypt is planning a bike for every citizen. The country has announced plans to promote cycling in an effort to cut down on pollution and encourage healthier lifestyles. A government statement said its Bicycle for Every Citizen initiative scheme that will be launched in Cairo area first would give people the chance to buy bikes at affordable prices lower than the market rate. Some believe it's a cheaper option to fuel consumption and transportation costs, but there are fears that Cairo's heat and traffic situation might put off people from switching to bikes. That's CNN News Brief. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, nnafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at CNN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Ademi.